The world is filled with eerie reminders of our past, places once bustling with life now standing silent and empty. From forgotten cities to abandoned islands, these mysterious locations tell haunting stories of what came before. Stay till the end for the most chilling abandoned place on Earth. And if you're fascinated by these forgotten wonders, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more. Let's explore the top 10 most mysterious abandoned places in the world. 10. Hashima Island, Japan. Known as Battleship Island due to its distinctive silhouette, Hashima Island was once home to over 5,000 coal miners and their families. When petroleum replaced coal in Japan's economy in the 1960s, the island was abandoned almost overnight. Now its concrete apartment blocks and industrial facilities crumble into the sea, creating an apocalyptic landscape. The most haunting aspect: personal belongings still remain exactly where they were left decades ago, as if everyone simply vanished. The island gained international recognition after appearing as the villain's lair of the James Bond film Skyfall. But its real history is equally sinister, with Korean forced laborers working in harsh conditions during World War II. 9. Pripyat, Ukraine. Perhaps the world's most famous ghost town, Pripyat was evacuated following the Chernobyl nuclear disaster in 1986. With residents given just hours to gather essential belongings, this once thriving Soviet city of 50,000 people became frozen in time. Its most iconic feature is the abandoned amusement park with its Ferris wheel that never officially opened. Scheduled to welcome visitors just days after the disaster occurred. Schools with assignments still on chalkboards, apartments with meals left on tables, and a hospital with medical records scattered across floors create an unsettling time capsule of Soviet life. Though radiation levels have decreased, the city will remain uninhabitable for hundreds, possibly thousands of years. 8. Krakow, Italy. Perched dramatically atop a steep cliff in southern Italy, the medieval ghost town of Krakow dates back to the 8th century. For over 1,000 years, this fortified village thrived until nature itself forced residents to abandon their ancestral home. A series of landslides beginning in the 1960s, followed by a devastating flood in 1972, made the town structurally unsound and too dangerous for habitation. What makes Krakow particularly mysterious is how perfectly preserved many buildings remain despite centuries of exposure to the elements. Its hauntingly beautiful silhouette against the Italian sky has attracted filmmakers, with scenes from Quantum of Solace and The Passion of the Christ shot among its crumbling structures. 7. Kolmanskop, Namibia. In the early 1900s, German miners flocked to this remote location in the Namib Desert after diamonds were discovered in the sand. Within years, an extraordinarily wealthy German-style town emerged in the middle of the desert, complete with a hospital, ballroom, power station, school, and exclusive amenities, like an ice factory, and the first X-ray station in the southern hemisphere. When richer diamond deposits were found elsewhere, the town declined rapidly, becoming completely abandoned by 1956. Today, the desert slowly reclaims these once grand buildings, with sand dunes filling elegant homes and spilling through doorways. The contrast between sophisticated European architecture and encroaching desert creates one of the world's most surreal abandoned landscapes. 6. Varosha, Cyprus. Once the Mediterranean's most glamorous tourist destination, Varosha was suddenly abandoned in 1974 during the Turkish invasion of Cyprus. When its 39,000 residents fled the advancing Turkish army, they expected to return home within days. Instead, the area was fenced off and has remained untouched for nearly 5 decades, becoming the world's most famous forbidden zone. Luxury hotels where celebrities once stayed now stand with beds still made and clothes still hanging in closets. Department stores contain mannequins modeling 1970s fashions, while car dealerships display vehicles that have never been driven. The most unsettling aspect is that unlike most abandoned places, Varosha wasn't left to decay because of economic hardship or natural disaster. It remains perfectly preserved yet completely empty due to ongoing political conflict. 5. Haoduan, China. On China's Shengshan Island, The abandoned fishing village of Howdawan has been stunningly reclaimed by nature. Once home to 2,000 people, it was deserted in the 1990s as residents moved to the mainland. Now, dense ivy and lush plants completely cover the buildings, turning them into green living hills. Walking through its overgrown paths feels like stepping into a real-life fairy tale. Unlike typical abandoned places, Howdawan feels vibrant, just without any human life. 4. Bodie, California, USA. Hidden in California's Sierra Nevada mountains, Bodie is America's most authentic ghost town, frozen in arrested decay. Once a booming, lawless gold rush town with 10,000 residents and 65 saloons, it emptied when the gold ran out. Today, it feels untouched. Tables remain set, stores stocked, and lessons still on blackboards. Legends of Bodie's curse persist, with visitors returning stolen items, blaming them for bad luck. Bodie stands as a haunting window into a vanished past. 3. Fortlandia, Brazil. Hidden in the Amazon rainforest, Fortlandia was Henry Ford's bold but disastrous attempt to build an American town in Brazil. Created in the 1920s to secure rubber and spread American values, workers were forced to eat U.S. food, live in suburban homes, and follow strict rules like prohibition. However, rubber trees failed, workers revolted, and the jungle quickly destroyed the town. Today, decaying American-style buildings swallowed by vines stand as a haunting monument to corporate ambition. 2. Buzlucha Monument, Bulgaria. High atop a remote mountain in Bulgaria stands the Buzlucha Monument, often called the world's most spectacular abandoned building. Shaped like a giant flying saucer, it was built by the communist regime using forced labor and huge sums of money. After communism's fall in 1989, it was abandoned and looted. Now, its roof has partially collapsed, snow and rain pour into its grand hall, and faded mosaics remain. Despite dangers, urban explorers still visit this haunting relic. 1. North Brother Island, New York, USA. Just minutes from Manhattan lies North Brother Island, a haunting 20-acre abandoned site. Once home to Riverside Hospital, it quarantined contagious patients, including the infamous Typhoid Mary, who was held there until her death. Later, it treated heroin addicts before being abandoned in 1963. Today, crumbling buildings, rusting equipment, and scattered records sit hidden under wild vegetation. Despite its tragic past and eerie ruins, most New Yorkers have no idea this forbidden island exists so close to them. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, subscribe to our channel before you go. Thanks for watching.